All right, today we got another Honda Prelude day. Last time I installed some speakers and I also installed some LED bulbs. Today we do got the intake that I've been waiting for, the Prelude. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome back to the channel. So I'll go ahead and unbox the intake. I'll tell you what I got along with the intake. Get her open and yeah, now I ordered this directly from Injen and you can see it comes with some hardware here, and also I was wondering if this came in a different packaging, but they just threw it right in because I did order a pre-filter cover. I got this also on my intake inside the Alfa Romeo 4C, so something very similar. It's almost like a cover for your filter itself, just helps prevent more things going in. There goes the actual filter itself. So yep, that cover will go over this. A lot of paper, and then there is the rest of the intake. So this will go into the intake manifold on my Prelude. I believe the hose connects there. This will go to the existing bolt where the stock one is bolted to, and then the filter will go at the end over here. Up close a little bit, like what that looks like. It's almost like that, what's that, rhino lining that you see in the back of pick 'em up trucks. About the same in there as well. Is that dust? No, it's not dust. Yeah, I think getting that installed will be fairly easy. Getting the stock one out, maybe not so much. I've seen it where a lot of people take the battery completely out. See if I can get away with not having to do that. And then down here below by the bumper, I can't remember the name, but there's something beneath there as well that is part of the intake. I've seen online where people take that out, also where people leave it in. So I don't think it's necessary to take it out, obviously. Maybe the less work, the better. Or I can take it out at another point when I actually do need to take this front bumper off for some reason. Then it would make sense to take it off then. Okay, looking at this, yeah, can't see why, at first glance, why the battery would need to come out to get this out of the way. But maybe I'll find out as we're going along. But pretty straightforward, I think. All right, something I should have made clear in the beginning is that this is not necessarily a tutorial how to install it. This is basically me just on my channel showing you guys that I'm installing an intake on my Prelude. So what I'll do is I'll link a video showing how to take the stock one out down in the description. You should be able to find the version you need on how to install whatever it is you're installing into it. There's actually more videos on that than there is on how to take out the stock one for some weird reason. So anyways, yeah, just a disclaimer for that. It's not a tutorial or how to, just me installing it. Yeah, but from what I saw in the video, basically just a few clips out of here. Some things that are attached to the sides that I'm going to take off. I think I might get this out of the way. I'm not sure. I think I might be able to get to this screw over there without having to take this off. And then I need to get into here to get this off. And yeah, basically this will be one piece. This will be another. And that should do it as far as taking it out. Obviously, there will still be the stock filter and all that here that I have to see how to take that out. Because the video I'll link down below is really more or less to replace this one for another stock one that was in better condition than the one I seen in the video. All right, stock intake out. That was actually pretty easy. And what I did differently from what I've seen in the video I'm posting is that I took this off as a whole, as opposed to taking this off first, so you don't have to deal with having to pry it off of that. And yeah, see, there's the stock filter itself. Looking pretty clean, actually. So, shame. You can see all that now opened up. All right, I got this loosened up. Basically, it's two 10 millimeters. One down there, you'll probably need an extension, And right over here, this is not really in the way. This is only in the way because I moved it a little bit. So yeah, we'll take this out and see what lies underneath. All right about here, there's gonna be like a hose or something attached. So you just gotta make sure to take that out before you yank it out. This is what's underneath there. So I believe the resonator is down there behind the bumper. So I'll probably clean this up a little bit and then we'll proceed with the new one. All right, now I gotta get this on the end that goes into the manifold. So I'm just gonna prep that and then see how it comes with this hose. And on here we got this whole thing going on. So I don't know how I'm gonna go about this. If I'm just gonna take this completely off from like right above there, right next to the valve cover, or if I'm gonna use that or any of this at all, or that hose at all. So yeah, to be determined. All right, I have this one all set to go. Can't mess this up because they're two different sizes. So one obviously goes onto the new intake. The other one goes onto the manifold. And here's the inside of the new intake filter. There's also, so that you could bolt onto there. That piece of hardware is right there. And oh, it looks like there's a piece here for the hose. So maybe instead of that, well, no, I don't think I'll need this, but we'll see, maybe. And also very important, carb sticker. All right, see that? Nice little design there too, but that's gonna be covered. And you're all set. Looks good. All right, got the filter on. See it there with the cover. And just a little thing I noticed is that on these right here, hopefully you can see it, they added a nice little logo, Injen. So that's the one that goes closest to the manifold. The one goes closer to the new intake itself, nothing. And same with this one here, nothing. So just one for some reason, a little like Easter egg. So yeah, interesting stuff. Okay, just test fitting at the moment. It's nothing's screwed on, but there goes the super long hose, but it needs to connect to that so that I'll somehow meet. And then, yeah, that bolt I was talking about there, I think what I'll do is I'll take this off and it'll just go right underneath it. And then down there, should get air that comes from down below into here. So yeah, it should be easy with the connection to the manifold, bolting into that, just taking that one out, putting that back. And the hose, we'll see. Maybe I need to cut a little bit more from the hose than I expected. And then if you're looking at this and you're thinking, why don't you just use the entire hose to go into there? Well, the reason is this piece here, I can maybe ditch it somehow, but the thing is, it'll always stay in here because look, it's like permanently connected. Well, I shouldn't say permanently because not everything's permanent, but see, it's welded on there to this piece that is staying. So if I do just take or not use that at all and leave it dangling somewhere, it's still going to sit in there no matter what, if that makes sense. So I'm thinking of just going right into it, but we'll see, because then again, it's also kind of rusty. It wouldn't hurt first to just try it with this and see how that is and see what that would be like just dangling there, just sitting there. You'll obviously see what I decide to do with that. All right, all installed. Pretty much this right here, this 10 millimeter that was holding this came off, and that's all that was. And then it was replaced with this that comes with it. So it extends out a little bit here with this rubber piece, and it comes with a washer, another 10. And it's like double-sided. So there's one side that's threaded that goes in there, and where the original piece was, the rubber piece, and then another part that's on this side where this 10mm bolt and the washer goes onto, into here, down to there, where it's still open down for air to come in. And of course this is tightened up with the filter cover goes all the way through here. Then I decided to just use the long tube that came with it. I did have to cut a piece off. As you can see, I had to cut about that much off. If I would have messed that up, I would have used the metal piece that I was talking about earlier. That's there. Now it's here out of the way. Shouldn't go anywhere. Again, can't really remove that. So either you could use it along with this piece here, or, which I could still do because I still have plenty of this left. So if this ends up somehow being a problem, I could always go back to that. Not an issue at all. But this is pretty solid, not moving. And then this is really tight into the intake manifold and onto the intake itself. I would say fairly easy job. You just use most of the tools you probably got at home already. I think it's anything where you need like professional to do it. I'm definitely not that. Again, not a tutorial on how to do this. I'm just showing you what I'm doing with my car now. Just like an update with the car. Again, I'll link that video showing how to remove the stock part off pretty much up until this point. But again, I kind of showed you the bolts you need to take off for that. In the future, whenever I do take off this front bumper, because you can see it's damaged anyways, from the previous owner, or if I ever decide to fix this gap, because I know they sell like this magnetic thing. I think it's magnet that'll help this close up. But yeah, whenever that time comes, I could take off the resonator that's down below. Oh, also, don't worry, we'll get this on the road. We'll hear how it sounds. All right, now we are inside the Prelude. So unfortunately, I was going to talk about the Oxydo LED bulbs to replace this door light, but I ordered actually three different sizes. Well, no, I ordered two, but two out of the three are the same size. Bulbs that they say on the website are to replace these, and they don't fit like at all. So I'm gonna head down to the local auto parts store, see if I can find an LED version of this. And while we're on the road, we'll see if this intake makes any sound. All right, let's see. absolutely no sound at all. That is, yeah, that's kind of funny. You know, maybe at a different, let's see, maybe at a different speed, but I mean, the exhaust is just so loud that maybe just no sound at all can be heard if there is any sound coming from the intake. I mean, this is nothing like the Alfa Romeo, right? The Alfa Romeo is turbocharged, so that intake is just like, it's right there sucking up so much air. But yeah, after this drive and a couple hard pulls, yeah, they're not really hard pulls, but after that I'll go home, make sure everything is still the way it's supposed to be. But yeah, and then we'll see if we can find that LED bulb. All right, everything is still intact. I'm looking at it for the first time here. It's doing those massive pulls. But yeah, everything seems to be sitting good. Tomorrow will be a test because I'm taking it a little bit further. Yeah, I couldn't find those light bulbs. I have to order them online again. But unfortunately, where I normally get my bulbs, they don't have the correct size at all. So maybe I should hit them up and let them know. Anyways, that's going to do it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. More Prelude content to come, as I'm hoping for wheels and suspension at some point. But yeah, that's going to do it. Talk to y'all later.